is Irene, and in today's Magic Flow, we'll be working on tippy toe yoga. So a lot of the poses that we'll be working on today will be adding a little bit of a calf muscle and a foot muscle stretch to them. The tippy toes is totally optional. You'll still be getting the benefits of the pose if you decide not to do it, because if you do have weak ankles or any pre-existing foot injuries, we are going to be holding some of these poses, bearing weight on them. So please decide what is going to give you the most liberating, the most empowering practice today. And I would also mention that if you tend to practice yoga with socks on, it may be beneficial for you to experiment with taking them on and off. You may find that taking off the socks will give you a bit more grip and stability in some of these tippy toe poses. This sequence has been adapted from my Magic Water Flow program, which you can find on my website shop. So thank you so much for being here, and we're going to find ourselves in a seated position, cross-legged or kneeling. Prayer hands together, a little bit more bring in towards the center. We're focusing around the heart. I invite you to inhale through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. Maybe beginning to close your eyes, or maybe just lower the fan of your eyelashes just a touch. In today's Magic Flow, I pulled the card 𝕗𝕗𝕟𝕚𝕚, the Sanskrit word for non-clinging. And so this is one of the yamas in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Yamas refers to the moral ethics with which we live a yogic lifestyle, with which we treat others. Non-clinging of the senses, non-clinging to the people, the ideas, the things in this world that we think will give us pleasure, happiness, fulfillment. Because some of these things actually that we cling to can limit us and distract us from our spiritual world, from our spiritual practice. And the Carl Jung card that I pulled to frame this idea is improbability. And so improbability goes back to this idea of how society wants us to conform. Our loved ones want us to be safe, understandably so. But life is much bigger than just being safe. You do what you have to pay the bills, but you have to fight to keep your dreams alive. To do this, you have to be willing to set out on the road of improbability. Think about 𝕗𝕗𝕟𝕚𝕚. It's saying to us that we don't have to live a life where we're clinging on to what's making us small, what's making us safe. And it reminds me right now of this quote from Adrienne Maree Brown, and how she says that one of the most egregious things that we've been taught is to just do what's possible and just to be really good at what's possible. In today's practice, thinking about what beliefs do I hold that may be limiting me to be safe and small, and how can I not cling to that? How can I let go of that? How can I set that free so that I can live a life of improbability, of risk, of spiritual growth? I invite you again to inhale through your nose, and this time as you exhale, seal the lips and exhale out through the nose. We're going to begin to cultivate that ujjayi breath, oceanic breathing. So we'll do a few more rounds, silent rounds together. One more time together. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Slowly, you may flutter your eyelids open and come find me at the front of your mat, standing in Tadasana mountain pose. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, sit into your imaginary seat. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, reach those arms up. And as you exhale, bring the body over the legs, hinging from your hips. Let the head dangle, neck fall. Maybe move your hips left and right, right to left. Inhale, flat back, straighten the knees as much as you can or like. As you exhale, fold forward. Step your feet back, down dog. Again, pedal out your heels, feeling your hamstrings. And when you're ready, inhale, ripple forward, high plank. As you exhale, come into chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, press yourself up into up dog. Roll over the toes, up dog. Step the left foot a few inches in. Step the right foot in between the hands. Rise, bring the arms up overhead, warrior one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Feel the upper body lift out of the lower body. Root that back foot firmly against the floor, feeling a nice calf stretch. Inhale, reaching up, hands in prayer, looking up. And exhale, fold forward, step back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale into your low plank. Inhale, press up dog. Exhale, coming into down dog. Step the right foot in a few inches. Step the left foot in between the hands. Inhale, warrior one. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Plant that right heel firmly in towards the floor. Inhale, reaching up. Hands in prayer, namaskar, looking up. And exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Take a breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the nose. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes. Down dog. Walk your feet in 4 steps, plugging the leg into the hip socket with each step. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Bend in your knees and inhale, rise, coming back into your Utkatasana. Hands in prayer, namaskar, look up. As you exhale, straighten the knees and arms down by your sides. Take a breath here. Whew. And we'll do that once more, a little bit faster this time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Step both feet back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. Step the left foot in. Step the right foot in between the hands and inhale, rise, warrior one. Press the right hip back, move the left hip forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, lifting out of the waist. Hands in prayer, look up. And as you exhale, fold forward, step back, down dog. This time as you ripple forward into high plank, lower the knees. Step back onto your heels. Place the right hand behind you and inhale, lift the hips up and take the left arm back behind you. And slowly circle the left hand behind you and lift the hips and right arm back. Slowly coming back. Tuck the toes, coming back into high plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot in, left foot in between the hands, and inhale, rise, warrior one. Again, square off the hips. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, prayer, namaskar, look up. And exhale, bow. Stepping back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, and again, lower the knees, sit back onto your heels. This time, left hand plants firmly on the ground. And inhale, lift the hips, take the right arm back, looking behind you. And exhale, circle the right hand back. This time, lift the hips, left arm reaches back. Slowly lowered back down. Come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off from the mat and come into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, roll over the toes. Slowly walk your feet in 4 steps to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, bow, standing forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise. And as you exhale, straighten the knees. Hands in 𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕟𝕚, slowly coming down the center line of your body before coming down by the sides. You can bring your toes together, toes and soles touch. Lift onto the tippy toes now. Hands in prayer in front of your heart. Again, remembering to breathe here, belly in. If you fall out during this practice, just come back up. Exhale, slowly begin to fold forward. Going as slow as you can. When you're more than halfway down there, slowly place your fingertips, your palms on the ground. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, bow with your tippy toes, folding over the front legs. And slowly place the heels back down and step the right foot way back on the mat. Bend into the front knee and inhale, rise, coming into high lunge. So all 10 toes point towards the front of the room. You're resting on the balls of the back foot here. Inhale, reaching up. As you exhale, fold forward, straightening that front leg. You can plant the back heel on the ground as you lift the front toes off of the mat. Flex the left toes towards you. So imagine we are in a pyramid variation here. Remembering to close the hips, squaring them off to the front of the room. And you can look forward in front of you, or if there's more room for you, you can really plant that stomach on that thigh, and maybe the forehead on the shin. And slowly plant that left foot back down and step back to down dog. Inhale, right leg up, bend the right knee. As you inhale, lift onto the left toes and look over the left shoulder at that left foot. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog and make a big circle clockwise. Then do a counterclockwise circle with the knee. And then come back to 3-legged dog, bend the knee. Inhale, rise onto the left toes and look over the left shoulder at the right foot. Inhale one last time. Circle one way, circle the other. And then bend the knee, opening up the hip. As you lift onto the balls of the left foot, look over the right shoulder. And slowly come back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. This time, soft bend in the elbows and then just lower the hips. Press your toes in towards the mat, heels towards the back. Coming into a low up dog. You can look forward in front of you. You can also take an optional neck stretch, throat stretch. You can take an optional throat stretch by looking back if that doesn't hurt. If you have the neck flexibility. Slowly roll over the toes and come back to down dog. Step the right foot in between your hands. Place the left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Inhale, rise, coming into warrior two. You might need a wider stance. Knee is above the ankle, generally speaking, but it doesn't have to. Bend your knee as much as you like to get the quad firing here. And making sure that the back foot is really rooted, all 4 corners planted on the earth. Straighten that front knee, hinge the hips to the back, reach the right arm forward, and as you exhale, just pivot the arms. Place the left hand on the left hip. And then just move the left shoulder blade back. Inhale, lift the left arm up. You can place the bottom hand wherever you'd like. I like to place it on top of my ankle, but you can also let it hang too. We're gonna circle the left arm. 1, 2, and 3. Pausing at the top, and then exhale, reach it over to the front of the room. Little side stretch here. And as we exhale, we're gonna fold over to the side. Bend into that front knee again. And then lift that right heel. Slowly lower the right heel back down. Parallel the right foot to the short edge of the mat and turn out the left foot. Bend into the front knee and inhale, circle the arms, coming into warrior 2 on the other side, on the left side. Again, you can bend deeper into the knee. If you want more firing in the quad, you can have a higher stance if that is not where you're seeking today. Reaching the arms in opposite directions here. Can you feel the back quad lift? Slowly straighten that front knee, reach the left arm forward, and as you exhale, just pivot the arms. Again, right hand on the right hip, and just bring the right shoulder blade back. Imagine you're leaning against a glass wall, and then you can bring that top arm up, and then we'll circle it. 1, 2, and 3. And exhale, reach the right arm to the back of the mat this time. And exhale, fold to the side. Hands in the middle, bend into that left knee and lift the left heel. You are supported with the 2 palms. And notice just where the sensations are in your body. Now we're gonna turn the toes out to the side and just practice a little bit of a flow here. So bend into your knee, sink the hips. Again, this is an invitation for you to begin to notice what sensations you're feeling in your body. You are the driver in your vehicle, in your body. So where is it that you're feeling it? What general area is speaking to you? Is there any awakening in the muscles, in the joints, in the hip sockets, in the ankles? Just start to think of one noticeable sensation here. And slowly we are going to turn our toes to the front of the room and step the left foot to meet the right foot. Exhale, bow, and slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Whew. All right. Again, heels and toes together. Inhale, come onto our tippy toes. Hands in prayer, namaskar. 1 deep inhale here, and exhale through the nose. Inhale, lifting out of the waist, and exhale, slowly begin your descent down. How slow can you go? Using the strength of your feet and your calves. And slowly place your hands on the mat. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, bow over the legs. And slowly heels down. And step the left foot to the back of the mat. Bend into the front knee and inhale, rise into high lunge. Reaching the arms up, lifting out of the waist here, creating a nice long length in the side body. As you exhale, you can relax the shoulders, ribs down. Inhale 1 last time, and exhale, straighten the front knee, fold over. Plant the left heel on the floor and flex the right toes away from the mat towards your face. You can stay here in your pyramid pose, or you can begin to place the stomach and then the forehead over the front leg. Getting a hamstring stretch here. Slowly, right foot on the floor. Step back, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Come onto the balls of the right foot. And inhale, begin to peek over the right shoulder and look at the left foot. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. And again, do a circle counterclockwise once, and then clockwise once. Coming back into three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Come onto the right toes and look over the right shoulder. And one last time, making a circle one way and then the other. Feeling out that left hip. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, rise onto the right toes, and just look over the right shoulder. Really press the right toes in towards the mat. And slowly step back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. And slowly soft bend in the elbows as you lower just your hips. Coming into low up dog. Press the heels to the back of the room. Even here, we're still doing tippy toes. Press your palms firmly down. And again, you can take that optional throat stretch if you'd like, if it doesn't hurt or crick your neck. And slowly coming back, down dog. Inhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Come onto the right foot is parallel to the floor. And inhale, rise, coming into warrior two. And so I'm just going to quickly readjust myself so that you can see me on this side as well. I wish there was a camera on both sides, but you know. So in warrior two, again, root that back foot firmly against the mat. You should feel your quad acting, belly into spine. And your arms are active, engaged, so imagine energy is shooting from the fingertips. Sit a little bit deeper one last time and slowly straighten that front knee. Hinge the hips to the back of the room. Reach the arms forward and exhale, pivot the arms. Again, you can float the fingers, the left fingers, or you can softly place them on your foot. Right hand on the right hip, and just bring the right shoulder blade back. Inhale, right arm up. And again, we'll make those circles 1, 2, and 3. And exhale, reach that right arm to the front of the room, getting your nice side stretch. Exhale, bring the hands to the middle, the long edge of the mat, bend into that left knee. Come onto the balls of the left foot, and again, feeling that tippy toe out. Slowly parallel the left foot to the short edge of the mat, turn out the left foot. And we'll rise, coming into warrior two again, just really focusing on our prep work to open our hips up for one of our peak poses for today. And again, straighten that front knee, reach the right arm forward, and exhale, swing the arms. And again, circle once, twice, thrice. And left arm up, reaching up, and exhale to the back of the room. And slowly, hands come to the middle of the mat. Feet are parallel to the short edge. Turn out the toes slightly and bend into your knees one at a time. So this is what I like to call a Skandasana flow, a side lunge flow. So if you do have side lunge in your practice, you can take it now. This is optional. We are going to be moving to goddess pose. So with your toes turned out to the side, doesn't really, I'm not going to be particular about how far your toes are. You can definitely ask me later, but just in general, wherever your knees are going and your toes are going is the same direction. That is a good general alignment to have. Slowly rise. and see if this checks out. Can you bend and sit a little bit deeper? Does this feel safe and comfortable for you? Asking yourself these questions. We've worked a little bit on our tippy toes. Lift the left heel away from the mat. Actually, I'm going to bring my heels in a little bit closer. So lift the left heel away from the mat. Can you hold it here? Can you lift onto the balls of the right foot? How does this feel? With your hands on your thighs softly, not resting on the knees, but on the fleshy part of your legs. How does this feel? If you bring your hands in 𝕤𝕗𝕚𝕟𝕣, how does that feel? How about bringing your arms out in cactus arms? At any time, you can lower the heels if you like. You can play around. But this is where we are culminating our tippy toe practice for today, our footwork, our calf work. So inhale, lifting out of the waist, and exhale, draw the front ribs down and in. If you feel any shaking, that is wonderful, that is great. And anything you want to let go of now, just set it free. Slowly, you can straighten the knees, bring the hands together, and we'll do a little bit of a shaking out of the hips, maybe even hooking the thumbs and moving over to the side. Bring your feet together, and we will do one last tippy toe pose. So, toes and heels touching. Place your hands on your hips. You can turn the knee out, the right knee out. You can place the right foot on the inside of the left ankle. You can travel the right foot so that it touches the inside of the left calf, or maybe the thigh. Just making sure the foot isn't stepping on the joint. And if you do have lotus, half lotus, you can carefully take the right ankle and just place it on top of the little hip. And if this is okay for you, I really ask that you be honest with yourself in this practice. If you do have more open hips, then please try out this half lotus. If you've done the hot 26 and 2 series, then this should also be a familiar pose for you. But if you don't have this, I would highly suggest that you stay here, because you're still opening up your hip here, but you're protecting the knee as you do so, whereas hands in prayer in front of your heart. As you exhale, begin to bow forward, straight knee. When you're halfway, place your hands on the floor, and then bend the left knee until you can sit on the bony ridge of your heel. So the bony ridge of your heel is gonna go in between your bum. It's gonna have a nice little place to sit on, to rest on. And so you can walk the fingertips to either side of your hips, coming onto your fingernails even, and just balancing here, belly in, maybe placing one hand away from the floor and then the other, and seeing if you're wobbling like I am, and then just playing around, knowing that everyone's sides are different, and that if you don't have the balance today, you are still a really good person. And slowly walk your hands to the in front of your knees, and slowly straighten that front knee. Once your standing leg is straight, same way you came up, hands in prayer, meeting us back in our tree pose. Place the right foot back down on the floor, and we'll do the other side. And I'm just going to be moving so that you can see what it looks like from the side. So again, coming into tree pose, whichever variation is empowering for you. Stay here, hands in front of your heart. As you exhale, begin to fold forward if you're coming with me in a half lotus tippy toe stand. Once you have your hands on the floor, then you bend the knee. So just take things one at a time. Once you're sitting on the ridge of your foot, walk the fingers to your sides, on the outsides of your hips, and maybe placing the left hand and then the other hand in prayer namaskar. So it really does depend on, it's a lot of balance for your toes. We've been working our calf and our foot. But of course, if this is the first few times that you've been doing this pose, this will feel new to you. But if you've done the hot yoga practice and are familiar, then you'll sort of remember how it feels to be balancing, toggling in and out of this pose. Whew. Belly in. And I'll give you a few more breaths to play with this, whether it's fingertips on the floor, or maybe just one hand off from the mat. This might be a lot for us since we've done a lot of tippy toe stands, so even just being here is good. Slowly, with your fingertips on the floor, press yourself back up, standing leg is straight, and inhale, hands in prayer in front of the heart. Take a breath here and slowly release. Left foot firmly press on the floor. Coming down to sit on the floor, extend the legs out straight in front of you. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So move the fleshy parts of your bum away from you so that if you rock back and forth, you're really firmly seated on the bony bits. Flex the toes straight in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up, hands in prayer. And as you exhale, just begin to fold forward. Come to wherever you naturally feel a resistance and pause here. Continuing to use your breath, not your muscles, but just the strength and determination of your breath to begin to surrender and melt in this pose. So flex your toes in towards you. Inhale, crown of the head is going to touch the toes. As you exhale, begin to fold. So forward folding is a very introspective part of the practice. What parts of today's practice surprised you? What parts of yourself, of your thoughts, did you have to let go today in order to feel free, to feel empowered? You can softly bend the knees closer towards you. You can also grab onto the outsides of your feet if that's in your practice. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. One last breath. And slowly roll up. And we're going to come and lie on our backs. Bend the knees. Heels are close towards your glutes. You can robot shape your arms. Inhale, press the feet and lift the hips, coming into bridge pose, 𝕤𝕦𝕓𝕤𝕗. If you have the room, you can interlace the hands and bring the shoulder blades together to touch, and keep pressing the lips up. Keep pressing the hips up, creating that beautiful bridge, that arch from the side. Similar to what we were doing in camel stretch earlier today in our sun salutation B. So we're still working out all parts of our body, even though this class was focused on tippy toes. Inhale, lift the hips, press the feet in towards the earth one last time. And slowly release the hands, lower the hips. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Lift the left foot away from the ground and interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Draw the left knee in towards you and flex that right foot. So just stretching out the outer hips here. seated pigeon pose. We're doing a reclined pigeon pose here. Again, draw the left knee in towards you, and flex the right toes. One last time. Does that feel good? Because it feels good for me. Slowly release the grip, and you're gonna plant the right foot over to the left, coming right into our supine twist for today. You can extend the arms however you'd like and look over the right shoulder. Maybe even closing the fan of your eyelashes, covering your eyes, or just looking straight in front of you. Being on this mat, it teaches us so many things about what we're capable of, what we felt was impossible, and it can be truly empowering and liberating to know this, to know that caring for ourselves can be a way for us to really test our strengths and to grow. Coming back to center, readjust the hips and cross the left ankle over the right knee, and again, float the right foot away from the mat, interlace the hands behind the right thigh, and draw the right knee in. As you do so, flex the left toes. The more you flex the left toes, you're gonna feel that outer hip stretch. Or again, I invite you to think and feel where the sensations are happening in your body. Everything is interconnected. You have your own history and inheritance in your body. So having fun with it and allowing there to be space for all these different sensations. And also noticing how you're feeling before class and after class. Just beginning to note all the different dots that you can connect. You know, things don't live in isolation. What I'm eating, what I'm consuming, what I'm doing is going to impact my practice here. And so taking that responsibility as well. Slowly plant the left foot over to the right side, extend your wings, and look over the left shoulder. I'm so close to the wall that I have to make little micro adjustments. Again, can you relax your jaw, even parting your lips, soften the skin on your forehead. Just breathing in your natural way now. A few more breaths. We'll count down for 3, for 2, and for one final breath. And slowly readjust, coming back to center. Extend the legs out, turn out the toes, arms down by your sides, palms up. Coming into Shavasana, where I recommend you staying for 5 to 10 minutes. This is one of the most important, if not the most important pose of our practice. This is much needed to integrate everything. Thank you so much for joining me in today's Magic Flow. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.